Hi, this is Ellie, and today I want to talk to you about a message I got from Jesus in Adoration about whether Donald Trump's inauguration will go forward as planned. So I went to Adoration, and I got a two-part message, and it was the following, which of course you need to discern everything. But when I went into Adoration, I asked Jesus, will Trump be inaugurated as planned? Will there be any trouble? And I got a message back. First, I heard the word, they are globalists. The second thing I heard was, Jesus said, totus tuus. So, totus tuus in the Latin, it means that I am yours, giving yourself all to Christ, to Jesus Christ. And when you do that, giving him everything, that you have to give him the future too. And so I understood that no matter what happens, if I'm completely given to Christ and everybody else does the same, then we'll be prepared for what happens in the future. But Jesus did mention that they were globalists. And so what I got out of that is that there's a potential there will be trouble started that we need to pray against with our rosaries and Divine Mercy chaplets, because the globalists and the other elitists want to try to impede his inauguration. So I want to talk a little bit about these images I found miraculously on the Tilma of Guadalupe. God revealed the future to me with these images that miraculously appeared to me on the Tilma. And one of them was Trump with the year 26 next to him, which is for 2026. At the time, I didn't know that Donald Trump would be reelected. I really wasn't sure. But now that he has been reelected, the only explanation I could think of is really just two possibilities. One, that Trump's inauguration might be delayed till 26, or that Donald Trump will bring America back to God when the illumination of conscience comes, which may possibly happen in 2026. So he would be the president in office when the illumination of conscience occurs. But again, I really don't know for certain what it means by Trump in the year 2026. We'll just have to keep that in our prayers and wait and see what happens. And here, this is something else I posted, I found on the Tilma. These images were found on the head of Adam. And Adam was found on the leg of Jesus crucified, which is really amazing, all these images. But it shows that it starts off with Kim Jong-un with his foot in a kicking motion. It shows Asians being arrested in 2025. And then 26 shows the angelic Pope. So there's a lot of stressful times coming for all of us. And this gives you more of a breakdown of the future. The Guadalupe, I found his constellation. Well, we all know he has constellations on the mantle. Maybe most people do know this, maybe not all. And the constellations are divided into seasons, I found. This is a finding of mine. And I found that each season represents a time period in the tribulation. So what I'm going to do is try to explain all this to you briefly. So the first season, I had found the years 1903 to 2020, the last 117 years on the Tilma. I've written a book about it. This 2020 represents the fall constellations. It's the beginning of the tribulation, the Great Tribulation. And then we go up to the winter constellations. This represents, I believe, the triumph of communism. It starts in 2025. Then the next set of constellations represents the illumination of conscience. This happens between 2026 and 2031, I believe, though I am favoring 2026 as the illumination. And then the summer constellations begin with the coming of Antichrist from Ma'at, the name I found on the Tilma, when he comes to the Jews first in 2066, and then, according to the Tilma, takes over with Antipope of Lebanon in 2075. I have no date of when the end is, but I can tell you that much. And these are the images I found on the Tilma also. The Earth Beast of 2075, I believe, whenever that year that he arises, I believe it'll be 2075. Cardinal of Lebanon, he's a son of Dan. Remember, Dan is the snake from Genesis. And then the other is the Sea Beast, 2075, Antichrist Famat. Famat means darkness in Islam. It's the son of Dan. So that's basically some of the major things I found on the Tilma. But I just want to again tell you that Totus Tuos, what I heard in adoration, must be our motto daily. When we wake up in the morning, we must say Totus Tuos. Pope John Paul II said that every day. It was his main motto. It was the path of his entire life was giving everything to God. And so it must be with us. Now, a lot of people do not believe that I received these images on the Tilma, but I asked God, I said, in adoration, I asked him, how did you give me these images on the Tilma? How can I see these images and no one else can? And he said, I am limitless. So God can do the miraculous, and I believe I've been given a miraculous vision of the future on the Tilma of Guadalupe. The Tilma of Guadalupe represents the New Jerusalem. She is the mother of the apocalypse and the one who bears Jesus. God bless.